Now, see, there are many interesting ways that underdevelopment touches us. One of them, when we talk about computer chips, is now I talked previously about how in Kenya you got to raise your car a couple of more inches off the ground than you find it, say, if you import it. You get a lot of Japanese imports, for example, and of course, as I infer, you know, you're driving in Japan, you're driving on a lot of paved roads. You don't have to worry about, weird, you don't have to worry about potholes or, uneven surfaces as much as you might if you're driving in Kenya. So, what? You don't want your car to be struck on the underside, right? And for many reasons, you don't want to damage whatever's going on under there, your engines, your drive shafts, everything. And one of the other things that the semiconductor age brings one of the other issues that it brings up is, if you have your gearbox, what the gearbox computer chips are actually on the underside. And why would that be? My guess is that it's on the underside because you got to keep it cool, and it cools from as you drive, because if it's any other direction, you're right next to the engine block is going to get too hot maybe to function, it's going to malfunction, right? And this is even despite the fact that these semiconductor chips in particular are made to actually function in extreme conditions, so extreme heat, extreme cold, right? So even given that, they're not designed to just endure proximity. This is my guess, right? Proximity to the engine block and all the heat that it produces. So now what does that mean? Now, as I see it, as I've come to understand, one of the reasons that people raise their car, especially on the front side, your automatic, is to keep the gearbox system, its semiconductor chip, away, from safe from being struck. So you would even add a kind of a guard. So you're guarding both the SAMP, like the oil SAMP, I can't remember what it's called, but you have a SAMP guard, and the SAMP guard also doubles up to protect the semiconductor chip on the gearbox. So I mean, all that because of underdevelopment, because of lack of infrastructure. So you got to raise your car. You're going to see this. You look around, you see all these automatic cars. You see some of them even raise more on the front than the back. I've seen, I've seen all kinds of cars, man, from even, yeah. So yeah, here I am too, trying to do the same thing.